Welcome to Intro to Wicca. We are so pleased to have you join us. In this video, we are going to cover a few topics at a very high level. This is truly an introduction. More videos will follow that dive deeper into topics like the Sabbats, the elements, tools, deities, and more. In this video, we will introduce you to the religion of Wicca and what it is and isn't, a brief history of modern Wicca, a brief overview of each of the 8 Sabbats, or major holidays, celebrated by Wiccans, some tools and terms to be familiar with as you begin practicing, an introduction to the elements and the cardinal directions, and some tips for how to get started practicing. You can also subscribe to Wicca Magazine to get in-depth articles and spells to learn more about a range of topics related to Wiccan and pagan practice. Let's begin with what Wicca is. Wicca is a modern pagan or neo-pagan religion, mostly practiced in the global West. It is a nature-based practice focused on the practitioner's connection to nature and the universe at large. There is a deep connection and reverence for the moon and lunar cycles in Wicca. The rituals, traditions, and practices are pulled from pre-Christian religions and cultures. We'll get more into that later. Those of us who practice Wicca often refer to ourselves as witches, and to the practice of our religion or spiritual path as witchcraft. The practice often involves casting spells or performing rituals. But don't let that scare you away. What Wicca is not satanic religion. In fact, Satan is a Christian construct that is found nowhere in the beliefs of most Wiccans. There are no human or animal sacrifices, there is no worshipping of the devil or demons, or selling of souls. That isn't to say Wiccans don't believe in evil. Witches aim to protect against evil, rather than celebrate it. That Wicca requires devil worship is a misconception about witches and pagans that persists to this day. But truly, the focus in Wicca is on honoring nature and protecting it, and the cycles of life. The religion is nature-focused and primarily duotheistic, with the triple goddess and horned god serving as the primary deities. The goddess is referred to as the triple goddess because she is believed to have 3 aspects: maid, mother, and crone. Though most Wiccan practices honor and recognize the triple goddess and horned god, some sects are polytheistic, worshipping many gods as individual deities. Some practitioners are henotheistic, meaning they celebrate lesser deities as aspects of the god and goddess. For example, the goddess Athena would be considered an extension of the triple goddess. Gods and goddesses honored in Wicca come from a range of cultures and religions from around the world, including the Celtic, Norse, Greek, and Roman pantheons. There are several sects of Wicca, including Alexandrian Wicca, Algard tradition, Cochranian Wicca, Dianic Wicca, and traditional Gardnerian Wicca, to name a few. There are many others, though all sects don't fall under the same umbrella of Wicca. They differ in their approach to the craft. For example, most Dianic Wiccan covens only allow female members and are monotheistic, focusing only on the goddess and removing the god from the craft. Some witches follow a specific set of Wicca, others a specific path. For example, you may have heard the term kitchen witch or green witch. These are types of witches that focus their practice on specific areas. For example, kitchen witches mostly practice their craft in relation to preparing foods and beverages. Green witches mostly practice their craft in relation to growing and using different plants. There are several of these paths. Though organized sects and paths exist, most witches practice what is referred to as Eclectic Wicca. This means they personalize the practice of the craft to themselves, drawing on the traditions from different sects and paths that most align with themselves. All that information might seem overwhelming, but we promise it is not as complicated as it sounds. let's do a quick recap before moving on to the history of Wicca. Wicca is a nature-based, neo-pagan religion. The practitioners are often called witches, and the practice is called witchcraft. Spells and rituals are a part of practicing Wicca for many witches. Many witches honor the horned god and triple goddess as part of their practice. Some honor several additional deities from multiple historical pantheons as well. Wicca is not devil worship or an evil practice. There are different sects and paths in Wicca a witch may choose to follow. Now that we've had an overview of what Wicca is and what it isn't, let's move on to a history of modern Wicca and how it came to be.